What's going on, YouTube? It's No Change coming to you live from PC Plaza, and I am back for another commentary. And we are here with another week in my Philadelphia Eagles franchise. And in this week, we will be facing off against the New Orleans Saints. And once again, you guys will see RG3, whom I just traded for, get his first full game as the starting quarterback. And you guys see, you will be seeing RG3 at the starting position for another 4 weeks, as Sam Bradford went out last week with an injury, and the injury is a case of broken ribs. That's a tough injury to come back from, so we'll see how Sam Bradford performs once he comes back. But in the meantime, you guys will be seeing RG3 face off against a Saints defense who has struggled and will struggle even more because they're without their starting safety, Jarvis Byrd. He's a big hitter and a ball hawking safety, so hopefully we will see some improvement from RG3 against this defense who's already starting off behind the 8-ball without their starting safety, who has a heavy impact on their defense. And we're going to have to see a lot of DeMarco Murray in this game as it is raining. We don't want to put the ball in the air too much for RG3. We sort of want to ease him in. We don't want to give him a high probability to make mistakes. So if you're throwing the ball 30 and 40 times, of course, you know, average quarterback, or even some of the better quarterbacks, are going to throw some interceptions or have some errant throws. And here comes Drew Brees. He's having a down year, but you guys have seen that from Drew Brees. He sort of starts off slow some years and then gets it right back on track, and by the end of the season he's leading in passing yards. But on 1st down and 10, he's stepping on the field for the first time, and his first attempt will be an interception by Malcolm Jenkins, who has already taken this one in Saints territory. We are getting the ball back for RG3 in this offense with great field position from the 45-yard line. Last week, in the few quarters that he did play, you guys saw him throw an interception, so he'll be looking to build on the success that he did have, because he was able to move the ball but not able to throw any touchdowns. But his first attempt here is going to be a check down to Ryan Matthews. He's going to take it up for a nice game, but it looks like it may be getting called back. Let's take a second to hear what the call will be. Look like it's going to be holding on the offense, so that's going to come back. Alan Barber is the one who committed that holding call, so we are already starting off in a sloppy way as far as the penalties go, but we're able to get 11 of those yards back. And on 3rd down and 10, RG3 will be sacked and brought down on the play. That was a DB blitz that time. We would have to punt the football and get it back to the Saints, and they get the ball back, and this next pass by Drew Brees is going to be over the middle. This time it is Mark Ingram taking this one to a few yards shy of midfield. 2nd down and 10 for Drew. He's going to go all the way deep to Brandon Cooks, and it's broken up there by our safety Malcolm Jenkins, who could have come down with his second interception in 5 attempts by the quarterback. That would have definitely been a milestone there. But a ton of time for Drew Brees, and he's going to find Coleman, and he's going to take this one for a 1st down, and they're on the move and threatening to strike first in this game, and they're going over the middle to none other than Coleman again. And this time they're in business at the 21-yard line. They're going screen to Mark Ingram. If he took that one to the outside, he could have scored. Nonetheless, Maragos is going to take him down before he can do that. And there's a fumble by Drew Brees. I couldn't quite tell who forced that one. Looks like it was Fletcher Cox, but there is a flag down. Let's see who this one gets called on. It's going to be holding on the offense. So we're going to go ahead and decline that because we have a loss of 12 yards. Actually, it was Connor Barwin who brought him down that time. 3rd down and 22. They're going to the right side to Brandon Cooks. He will be brought down by Byron Maxwell. We give up 3 points. Definitely not as much damage as they could have done. They only come away with 3 points. They were threatening to score 7 on that drive. We have a return here by Nelson Aguilar. He has a hole up the right side. The kicker missed the tackle. Only one man to beat. And number 46, I'm not too familiar with who that is, but he brings Nelson Aguilar down at the 27-yard line after a 76-yard return. So after a sack on 1st down, RG3 is back to pass, going deep over the middle to Burton, but that one's almost intercepted that time. Not a great decision by RG3. 3rd down and 23. RG3 is back to pass, going deep into double coverage to Riley Cooper, who can't come down with it. We would punt again even after the great return by Nelson Aguilar, and there's a pass interference call, but I think that one was uncatchable. And of course the penalized Eagle will be Byron Maxwell, as Drew Brees was trying to go deep to Marcus Colston. And on 1st down and 10, they're going to get a gain of 8 by Mark Ingram on the ground. Next, Breeze will fire in a laser to Watson, who lined up at the wide receiver spot. And here he's going to go over the middle and get picked off by Michael Kendricks. The computer tested my user on that play, and I was a bit disrespected, so I went ahead and picked that one off and got the ball back for the Philadelphia Eagles, who are facing 2nd down and 10. They're going play action, going to dump this one off to Ryan Matthews, who breaks a tackle and takes this one up for about a gain of 12. 2nd down and 9. The offense needs to pick up some steam here. We're going deep, and it will be intercepted. RG3 trying to go deep to Jordan Matthews, who we have seen come down with some of those catches, but not that time, as RG3 is picked off, and that's the last thing we needed on this drive. And they get the ball back, and they're off to a very fast start after they rip off a very big chunk, but we are offsides on that play, so they're going to decline that and take that hefty gain there. 2nd down and 10 later on in the drive. The Saints are trying to put some more points on the board, as they've had ample opportunities to, but they've been unable to come away with points. Drew Brees will be looking to change that as he's going deep to Brandon Cooks on 3rd down, but he is unable to come down with it, and the bad day for Drew Brees continues. He's thrown 2 interceptions, but unfortunately our Eagles have been unable to capitalize on that. But on 2nd down and 7, after we got the ball back following the punt, RG3 rolls out for a pickup there, and on 3rd down and 3, we're going to Riley Cooper, who shrugs off a few tackles there on his way to a new set of downs. 2nd down and 14 for the Eagles. RG3 will fumble the football after being sacked, but luckily our offensive lineman was there to recover that. That could have been another disaster for RG3, and it's not looking too good for him in his first start. But on 3rd down and 18, he's going to get this one all the way up to about the 40-yard line to force a 4th and 1. We're going to go for it, and that easily could have been a touchdown, but DeMarco Murray will be brought down after he picks up the first down. He shrugs a tackle here and picks up about 5 yards that time. Later in the drive, we're going option to Ryan Matthews, who will fumble the football, and yet another near red zone opportunity coming away with no points for the Philadelphia Eagles. We are unable to score again and continue with no points in the first half. But luckily, they're having a sloppy day on the offensive side of the ball as well, and we have another opportunity. We're going over the middle to Josh Huff, who has been quiet over the last several weeks. 2nd down and 10. We get a diving effort from Jordan Matthews that results in a 1st down. RG3 dropping back to pass under pressure, standing in the pocket, and finds Brent Selleck, and he's picking up some momentum here as he will find DeMarco Murray on the right side of the field. We have 17 seconds left. We should take a shot for the end zone. Let's see what happens. With 11 seconds left, we're going to Jordan Matthews, and it'll be swatted away at the very last possible second. But there's a flag there. Let's see who this one is on, and it's going to be holding on the defense, and that will give the Eagles a 1st down in 7 seconds with a clock that is stopped. RG3 will take it up the middle but get stopped short, but will call a timeout. And once again, we settle for another field goal after being just 2 yards short of scoring 7 points. So we at least go into halftime with a tie. Sloppy showing on offense. Our defense, I'm not sure if they're playing well or if the Saints are just playing bad, because Drew Brees hasn't been able to establish anything on the offensive side of the ball, and respectively, neither has RG3, as we're going to get a flag on the defense there, as Riley Cooper was interfered with as he was trying to catch the ball. These conditions, man, are having a real effect on this game. Nobody can really pick up any momentum. And there's Christine Michael breaking this one to the outside, coming in off of the street and getting a touchdown in his first game as a Philadelphia Eagle after serving some time with the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks. We bring him in to fill in Darren Sproles' spot, who is hurt right now and will not return for the remainder of the year. And Christine Michael already coming in and making a difference. What a great play by him there. And the Saints have the ball back, and now they need to to respond, but Connor Barwin will make that a little bit harder as he will bring down Drew Brees for another sack, and he is playing tremendously for this football team. 3rd down and 11 for Drew Brees. He's going to float this one up, and Jones will come down with the pass after taking the big hit in mid-air, and Drew Brees is going to find Ben Watson this time for a new set of downs. Looks like, I'm sorry, that's going to be short. 3rd down and 1 coming up. Drew Brees will dump this one to Brandon Cooks, but Chris Maragos is there to knock that one away, and we get the ball back, and we're seeing a lot of drop passes in this game due to this weather. But on the other side of the ball, RG3 will be brought down for a sack to force 3rd down and long. RG3 is looking to run. Could have hit Riley Cooper there, but this time he breaks a tackle and will come up short. I think he could have hit Riley Cooper for a 1st down that time, so not the best decision making. And Drew Brees will be sacked again by Michael Kendricks this time, and he will force a fumble. Luckily for the Saints, their offensive lineman is there to recover that one. That would stall their drive and give the ball back to the Eagles, who have a chance here to make this a 2-possession game. We're going screen pass to Christine Michael in open field, hits the defender with a juke move, points out another, and is on his way to another touchdown in this game after the screen pass from RG3 takes this one for a gain of 47 and 6 points. And that puts the Eagles lead up to 14 points as we take the lead 17-3. And this is our first score in the second half after opening the second half with a touchdown and setting the tone for the second half of play. The Saints are continuing their sloppy play on offense while the Eagles have been able to get theirs together and come away with 2 touchdowns in this game, both off of big plays. Because Lord knows if we're in the red zone, we can't convert. And they fumble the football. Fletcher Cox gets to the running back that time and strips him, and Kiko Alonso is right there to recover. 3rd down and 11. We're going to Jordan Matthews, but nothing doing that time. We're going to try for a field goal. We would get it. So great play by our defense. We're really going for the ball, and there you see we could have came away with another takeaway. We have 2 interceptions, and we forced several fumbles on this game so far, and it's only a 3-possession game for the Saints. So with 10 minutes left, they very well could make something happen. But there is Reynolds picking off Drew Brees for the 3rd time today. You can't tell me that the weather doesn't have something to do with the way these teams are playing. This is the sloppiest I have seen Drew Brees play, but the offense has yet another opportunity near the red zone, and this time it's DeMarco Murray scoring 6 points for the Philadelphia Eagles to make this lead 27-3, and we have scored 27 unanswered points versus the Saints, and we knew this defense would struggle. I was surprised in the first half that they were able to hold us to 3 points, but here in the second half, this high-octane offense is going back to its normal ways that it has displayed throughout the first several weeks of the season. And there's DeMarco Murray just showing the speed through that hole and getting there for the end zone from the shotgun handoff. Great burst of speed by DeMarco there, but we still have 8 minutes left in this game, but by no means is this game over, as we are facing off against one of the most prolific quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen. Although he's not playing too well right now, I think he can change that in the flip of a switch, as he's going to find Brandon Cooks, who's going to get them down to the 21. But after a penalty, they're facing 2nd down and 14. They're going to fire this one into Jones, breaks a tackle of 3 Philadelphia Eagles and gets down to the 1-yard line. And on 1st down and goal, they're going to hand this one off to Ingram, and he will get in for a touchdown. But there is a penalty down, but I think that will be offsides. And then they'll turn around and go for 2 and find Davis wide open for the 2-point conversion. And we go 3 and out. They have the ball back with a little bit under 2 minutes to go. And there's Ben Watson getting upended by our defender there. 1st down and 10 for Drew Brees. He's going deep, and that one is nearly intercepted. He was looking for Jones over the middle that time, and he's been a reliable target so far in their comeback attempt, but unable to come down with it that time. But that's all right, because on the next play, they find Marcus Carlson, who gets them down inside the 30-yard line. And then they're going deep to Brandon Cooks, who comes down with it over for the defense of Ed Reynolds that time for the touchdown. What a great throw, and an even better catch by Brandon Cook that time. Unfortunately, this effort comes too little too late for the New Orleans Saints, as the Philadelphia Eagles are able to pull themselves above 500 after winning 2 straight in a dominant fashion. So they win this game by 10 points, and with a backup quarterback, this is definitely the results you ask for. You look for the running game to be effective, which it was today. You don't want to put too much pressure on the backup quarterback, and RG3 definitely has a lot of areas he can improve on. Wasn't the most accurate passer today. I'll chalk that up to the conditions, and he'll get back to work next week, and we'll see if he can improve on that. And hopefully the weather will be clear, because we want to have RG3 air it out and see if he can handle the high octane that this offense was operating at with Sam Bradford. And going back to our defense played great, coming away with 4 takeaways. But as far as the big picture, this puts us right back into the race for the NFC East. Of course, we have a few more games to play without our starting quarterback, and then the rest of the year to go without our best running back. So I hope to see you guys in the next episode. It'll be just as good as this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.